What's up, everybody on YouTube? It's InDriver KG, and we have reached 10,000 miles since tuned, and the car has about 11,000, 12,000 miles on it. And we're about to put a whole bunch of miles on it, so let's talk about it. So, if you guys are new here, I am InDriver KG, and this is my 2023 Hyundai Elantra N. And this is not my first Elantra N. I had one about 3 years ago when they first came out in December of 2021, and purchased a DCT, but I had an accident earlier this year and I was able to get another one. I got one in stick shift, so I feel like I can give you guys a proper, update, or, just let you know how it's been if you haven't seen the channel before. So for the mods, just in case you don't know, this has a main tech downpipe, a 6 intake light, so it's a stock box. Matter of fact, let me pop the hood. So like I was saying, it is a intake light, so this is upgraded. That stock. It has the 6 inlet back there if it focus. It also has a hybrid turbo, and then we got a catless main tech downpipe, which updated cold pipe for the water meth injection. And like I said, water meth injection, we use a sometimes 80 to 20 and then sometimes 100% mixture. So while this car has been tuned and I have owned it all this time, as you can see, I just power washed this car because you can see some of the dirt marks there. And the only reason why you see that is because up here I put this rubber. This rubber is there because some of these cars are known when you power wash them, or it gets a ton of water build up because there's no something covering here, and there's a slight gap here. Water can get in and damage the knock sensors that I believe are over here. So I did this in the last car. I showed you guys about this. This is just some Amazon weatherproof or weather stripping that I just stuck up there. So back to this. How has this been? So in the last car, we got 60,000 miles on that car before I was rear-ended. This car, 10,000, and I have not had one issue. So what that means is I haven't had a single injector issue like I had before. I know sometimes the throttle body is known to go out. I actually do have a extra throttle body. I got one for $100, and I just keep that on the grab, especially when you're pushing some power, and sometimes some things like that and be like, that's a little much. So like I said, what we're going to do, we're going to have a 3-bar map sensor coming for boost, so we can go over 32 pounds of boost. I know that's crazy. Right now we are on 20 pounds of boost because I'm still on stock clutch. So I actually got another clutch. So that one is the RTS Stage 2. That is a twin disc. Then I have a proper N75 turbo, so not this custom one. So that's going to go in, and some little other stuff that I'm going to give you later. So what all this mess is, this is just for my lit logo, which unfortunately they do not carry those anymore. I don't know what happened, but here's some things you could expect. What is it like really owning this car? So like I said before in many videos, that's supposed to be my daily, but I drive this more, and the reason why is because I just enjoy driving this car. So it gets good gas mileage, and like I said, when the winter comes and it really starts to come in, because let's be real here, it's like 70 degrees where I'm at, then I'll start using that in the snow. This car will not see any snow. But right now, if you don't know, let me show you what this car has on it. These are the Continental Extreme Contact DWS06 Pluses. It's a mouthful. That's a 265. 265, so I can have a little grip, you know, in certain times that I go to Mexico. So, like I said, how is it driving it? And with a stick shift and traffic, it's really forgiving. Like in my life, I've had the pleasure of owning around 35 different cars. So I believe about, let's just say half, because it's been a lot of cars, half of them were stick shift. So among most of those cars being like a Mazda MX-6, a Corvette, that was a C4, not the one that I had this year, one a few years ago. Mustang, that was also stick shift, a few others. So I had a little dabble all over the place, all different regions of stick shift cars. I know BMW's stick shift is a little like more rubbery feeling. American's is a bit more clunky. Honestly, this is a good in between. So like I said, the clutch pedal itself is very, very, very soft, very easy to deal with on a regular basis. Now, when it comes to learning how to drive this car, say you haven't never driven this car before and you're new to stick shift, it will be a little difficult. You'll get used to it. It's just, I think the issue is the grab point. So once you get used to it, it is absolutely amazing. So going on now to what my gas mileage is like. Is it different from the DCT? Is it different from other cars? What do I get? On the highway, I do get anywhere between, let's say, 28 and 35. So 28 is more or less going about 70 to 75 miles an hour. Believe it or not, I get higher gas mileage when I'm higher speed. So when I'm at like 80, 85, for some reason, a car likes a little bit more RPM, I guess, more, you know, aerodynamic, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, but that's the case. When I'm in a city, I do average, I'd say, about 22, anywhere between, I'd say, 17 and 22. You gotta think of it, most of the time you're in stop and go, and sometimes I am not always driving like grandpa. So if I'm at a light and I decide to take off, that's going to use up some gas. Especially where I'm at is a lot of traffic lights, but it's 50 miles an hour, 45, whatever it is. So, you know, keep that in mind. The gas mileage is really good. It does cost about $35 to fill up on premium. I've always only put premium in this car, so I don't deal with any of the octane learning because this is N75 tuned. It does have a custom tune. So this is like, right now, this is like a stage 1, but yeah. So it comes to tuning and water meth injection, the worry is always having enough water meth injection, you know, making sure you're not going to ramp on it without, because if you have a tune for it, I recommend you do try and keep an eye on it if you don't always look at your gauge, depending on what water meth setup you have. I have the Snow 2.5 VC50. That is one of the best water meth kits out there, being completely honest. I've been through 2 different water meth, and the Snow Performance uses a lot less and works a lot better. I don't get any cuts whatsoever. So let's really look at the styling of this thing. Not a lot of people actually like the 22 to 23s, and that's all right. Everybody has their own opinion. Me, I like them equally. Like, I don't like one better than the other. Before, I did not like the 24's rear end, but that's grown on me a lot. So, you know, with me, I feel like if you're in the market for this car, do what you feel. Pick the one that you want to pick. Don't pick it because other people. So just because other people say the 24, 25 looks better, and you personally like this one, but you want a 25, pick what you think. So what are the differences between really the 22, 23, and then 24, 25, and then soon the 26? Off the bat, I don't know if you guys know, we did, like I mentioned, you get a little anxiety about certain parts breaking. they did just have a bulletin and a recall for the injectors that are under there for the 22 and 23 models, which I'm like, finally. So they're going to be replacing some of those that have that year and that issue. But from my knowledge, the 24s don't have that issue. 25s are good. So that's a great thing, and I'm glad, because now that's a little more like a backbone for if you want to go into a Honda and you're a little nervous. But this car has just been a complete joy. Like, I have to be completely honest with you guys. It's a reason why I'm picking to drive a stick car, and people are like, oh, well, what about traffic? This is so forgiving. You have no idea. Again, my thing is, if you guys are interested in a car and you got other cars in mind, but you want more power, this is a great car to look into, because stock, you're probably going to make, what, 240, 250 wheel, depending on octane learned or not. The minute you get tuned, this car is a whole nother animal. I am telling you, even stage 1 does really good for these. Like, you're going to be at 320 and that feels great. 350, now you're starting to feel amazing. And like, I recommend, if you find somebody that has like a stage 2 plus, whatever, get a ride with them, because this car is different. And the ECU tune is way better than JB4 and all those other piggybacks, because you just get to change little things like timing, and you just get to dial it in a little bit better. So sometimes just adding boost is not always a good thing. Those of you guys that have DCTs, you know why, because you could possibly get like too much torque and then mess up your trans. With manual, you don't really have that issue, but I recommend a ECU tune. I haven't had any issues with this car in warranty. This car does still have its warranty. Anyone who says, oh, the minute you mod it, you're gonna lose your warranty, that's not the way that works. I'm gonna tell you 100%. It's all on the dealership. Some dealerships will give you an issue about this, you an issue about that, or that. Some dealerships don't care. Every dealership's different. If you got water meth, simply take that out. Simple. So again, that's just a little update for you guys. The car is still going strong. I know I'm not making a lot of content on it because I want to make some like really good stuff and get some real juicy stuff going on with this car. So that's why I wanted to wait till I got the turbo and the clutch and all that other stuff done, so I got a nice update and ride along and all that, and really push power, not just some 20 pounds, because that's just about stock. And before I end, I just wanted to show you guys, I've had this issue since new, so I'm pushing it down. This should not be up this far. You can see inside of there. So there's some type of like tape under there. I don't know if it's picking it up, but the tape is not holding. I've noticed a few other cars have had that issue, and you know what can you do? But man, I'm not a fan of the black, but man, that looks pretty good for a quick little wipe down. You can even see a little flake in there. But you know, we go on, we move on. So again, if you guys are looking at this car, if you're thinking about updating your brakes, get the EBC red stuff. That's good stuff. You won't get any brake dust. So I don't really have that issue much more. And again, if you got any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care.